So it looks like we got some additional information regarding remote trading in Pokemon Go that was recently uncovered from dataminers. And this is pretty big because it looks like alongside it, we're going to see some big changes to other areas of the game. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video. Let's get right into it. Alright, how's it going everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, one of the things that has been recently reported as coming to Pokemon Go from dataminers is of course remote trading. Just like with golden bottle caps before that was released and before it was even announced, dataminers were finding all little bits of code related to golden bottle caps within the game, and then of course eventually a lot of that stuff came to fruition and the item was added to the game. And it does look like the same is currently happening for remote trading, which is definitely a feature that a lot of players have been asking for. But of course, with something like remote trading, there were a lot of question marks regarding how it would work, and it does look like more and more information is getting revealed to the point where we're going to see how it's going to interact with different updates to other systems in the game. Let me explain. First and foremost, when it comes to trading, of course, they use the friendship system. You need to make friends with certain people, and then of course, you need to level up the friendship with those people, and then eventually you're going to be able to trade with them, or you're going to be able to get lucky trades if you're lucky. And I really do think this was a system that actually works for Pokemon Go, but the only hurdle is, of course, the proximity limitation, meaning you need to be right next to that person in order to do those trades. And I felt like that was the one thing that was killing the trading system, because if you do not live near a whole bunch of players that you actively play with, you're not necessarily going to be able to do a whole bunch of trades. And I feel like trading is so essential in Pokemon Go in order to get pretty much every single Pokemon, to get some of the best Pokemon. And if you do not live near any of your friends, you're pretty much going to be out of luck. But with the system that allows you to do remote trading, I feel like that would fix a lot of different issues. I think it's going to be interesting how Niantic is going to handle it. The last time they revealed that remote trading was going to be a thing was that it might be tied to a premium item, just like how golden bottle caps are. And we really didn't get additional info after that, but recently, there was some more information that was uncovered, and I think Niantic is starting to ramp up development on remote trading and other areas of the game, specifically with the friendship system. So, what was recently uncovered was that on top of there being a new asset that's specifically for remote trading, it does look like there's going to be some additional updates to the friendship system. Specifically, there's now going to be a level called Best Friends Plus. So, Best Friends is currently the highest tier or level of friendship that you can achieve with the player, but it looks like there's going to be something even further than that. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be an additional level that we will need to start training for, or if it's going to be some sort of status effect, kind of like Lucky Friends. Because Lucky Friends is how you can get lucky trades, and I don't know if Best Friends Plus is going to be how you can trigger a lucky, or not lucky, I guess you need to hit Best Friend Plus in the same way you need to hit Lucky Friends in order to do a remote trade with a friend. I don't know how it's going to work. My guess is it's going to be an additional level that you will need to farm up friendship levels with your friends once again in order to hit Best Friends Plus. I mean, at this point, I have pretty much most of my close friends at Best Friends, and right now I'm kind of working through all my Patreon supporters to try to get them through Best Friends, and I think it's going to be interesting if they were to add an additional friendship level. It would definitely allow players to once again engage with a lot of their friends, like start sending them gifts and all that sort of thing. And we'll just have to wait and see how it all ends up going down. Because if it's going to be just more of the grind, like, I think that's going to cause a little bit of frustration. I really hope they do something creative with this. But ultimately, yeah, there's going to be something called Best Friends Plus that you will need to hit in order to do remote trades with your friends. Now, another thing is, of course, there's some general things that they added, like there's going to be a daily cap on how many remote trades you can do. But something that was very interesting that was apparently uncovered is that you don't need to be online to receive a remote trade offer. So I kind of imagine the system is going to work like this. Let's say you want to do a remote trade with a particular friend. You could actually engage the remote trade with them even if they are not online. And maybe you could offer up a Pokemon that you're willing to give, and then you're going to see what they are willing to give back in return. Let's say I want to send over a shiny Pikachu over to one of my friends in New Zealand, or let's say South Korea. Of course, South Korea, I think there's about a 12 or 13 hour difference. So let's say it's 7 o'clock in the morning for me. I'll send it over to them. Maybe they're coming home from work and they completely miss it. And then when they get home, they're going to see that I offered up a shiny Pikachu. And let's say for them, they're going to be like, oh, well, they do not have this from Korea. Let's say like, I don't know, let's say a Pikachu with the location card from Korea, like one of the Safari events. Then they'll send that back as as they're offering it back to me. And then when I see that, I could be like, okay, I think that's worth me giving off my shiny Pikachu. I'll hit accept on that trade. And then maybe they will hit accept as well. Or when they offer a Pokemon back, they're automatically accepting the trade. And I think this system could work. I honestly think it could. It would allow players to connect with people all around the world. For players who live in rural areas, it will definitely level the playing field. I definitely think as long as they do not have some strong restrictions, and maybe if the requirements for Best Friends Plus is not going to be egregious, I definitely think this could work. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think this could definitely be a really positive thing for Pokemon Go. I think remote trading is something that the game has desperately needed for a very long time, and I really do think it's going to come really soon. Maybe it could be with the Wild Area event. Maybe this year that's going to be the big thing for the end of the year, or they're going to save it till next year. It could possibly be with the spring of next year. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, because this year I think the big things was, there was of course like different adventure effects that they offered, but really it was like, I think the Dynamax content, did that start this year? No, it started last year. Of course it started last year. But regardless, like golden bottle caps, lucky trinket, stuff like that, it was all really cool. It's all been really cool. And I think Niantic is not going to slow down. And I think that's a really good sign. But yeah, we'll see. It could be really soon. It could be next year. It could be several years from now. But we are for sure going to be getting remote trading really soon in Pokemon Go. And I do think it's something worth being excited about. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Is remote trading something that you are particularly excited for, or do you feel like the restrictions are just too much, or maybe there's not strong enough restrictions at all? Whatever your opinions may be on this topic, definitely share them in the comments. And yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget the notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. That means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.